Hazard and welcome to the Hyundai Gran Creta. This is a 7-seater version of the Hyundai Creta, and it's the second generation Creta to come to South Africa. And today I want to show you all the bits and bobs that make up the Hyundai Creta. It's got an interesting grille, which is completely refreshed, 7 seats, it's got a completely digital cluster, it supports Apple CarPlay, and it's a really interesting color inside. Right, so there are two different versions of the Creta available. You get it in Executive or Elite. This is the Elite, it's got the 18-inch wheels. The Elite also has keyless entry, but there's like this interesting thing. I've got the key in my pocket, and if I walk over to the car, the side mirror is open, but the door doesn't actually unlock. You have to press the button to unlock the door and get into the car. Okay, so let's start at the back and have a look at the two back seats of the Creta. And these seats have a 50-50 split. So you pull this lever over here and the seats can literally fold down completely flat, giving you a massive boot. The middle row of seats have a couple of interesting bits as well. So it has a table tray, and this is unique to the Elite. And the table tray has this little sort of wedge in it where you can balance a phone or an iPad. That's a killer feature for a kid. There is also a roller shutter goodie. So you have some shade, you can mount your iPad, and spare mommy and daddy some sanity on that long distance drive. There's also a single USB port at the back. That means kids can charge their phones. Also unique to the Creta Elite is that it's got a sunroof. Right, so let's look at the front of the Creta. You obviously have a fully digital display over there. When you kind of flick through Comfort and Eco and Sport, it changes color, which is quite cool. You've got a multifunctional steering wheel. You've got really cool indicators, your indicators on the right and your wipers are on the left. You have a slightly sort of articulated center screen, so it kind of faces the driver a little bit. That's obviously where your CarPlay works. It's a really good quality screen. The CarPlay is really sharp. The reverse angle camera is a little bit on the dull side, but it works well enough. Big buttons on the left and right to operate the screen with. Automatic gearbox. This is a 6-speed automatic gearbox mated to that 2-liter engine on the front, and I'll talk more about that later. Unique also to the Elite is that there is drive modes and traction control modes to allow you to take this off-road. You got your climate control here. It's fully auto, it's not dual climate control, single sort of climate. You also have these interesting buttons here because you have perforated seats. But what's interesting is normally cars would have a heated seat option. The Creta doesn't. The Creta just has a cooling seat option, which actually makes a little bit more sense for South Africa than heated seats. You have an electronic park brake. What is interesting and annoying about the electronic park brake is that there's no button or light on the brake button itself. So if you turn it on and off, you have to look at the dash to see whether or not the handbrake is on. You have auto hold functionality. You've got 2 cup holders here, and you also have a charging mat over there. So you slip your phone in there, and your phone charges while you drive. Right, so let's talk about driving the Hyundai Gran Creta. It's got a naturally aspirated 2-liter engine, which is a little bit on the old school side. It lacks that kind of low down performance torque, but it's made up by the fact that it does have 117 kilowatts and about 250 newton meters of torque. And once you kind of get the revs going, then it does a pretty good job. I do have it in sport mode, and I've driven it in sport mode more than I have in sort of normal driving mode. It just keeps those revs up, keeps that extra gear in hand, and you get like a little bit better performance out of it. The problem with that is that it is heavier on fuel consumption. So on sort of a long road drive, if I'm just sort of tootling down the N1 at 100, 120, I get about 7.5 liters per 100. If I kick into sport mode and I'm around town like I am now, then I'm closer to the sort of the 8.5 mark. I did on the weekend fill the car with a bunch of teenagers. It's a 7-seater, but the middle seat, the middle bench has like a middle seat, but it's more of like a jump seat than like anything else. So ideally this can seat 6 sort of 15-year-old teenagers, no problem, which was quite impressive. I will admit though, like having the car full of people, you can feel it. The car feels heavier, feels a little bit more sluggish up hills, even in sport mode. It just, you need to push it a little bit more to kind of actually get it going. The handling is all right. I understand this is not a dynamic car made to chuck around the mountains, but when you do drive it quickly around a mountain pass, going into town, Chappies, a couple of different places, it lumbers a little bit. It's a bit sort of, it feels a little top heavy. But having said that, if you're driving around town, it's got a 6-speed auto gearbox. gear changes are smooth, drive is okay. If I put it back into sort of drive mode now, the revs drop. It's actually quite a comfortable car. So if you consider the sort of target market for this car, which would be predominantly families with children, it's actually a really well balanced car. Spacious, even with a very back row of seats up, there's enough boot space in there to get 4 or 5 skateboards and 2 scooters and a bunch of stuff in there, and all the kids in the car. So like they've used the space really well in the Creta. The only objection I have to this car, because it's built for families, because you're going to have kids in this car, it's got a white interior. It's a white, I'd say that again, it's a white interior. It's gonna get ruined. I'm sorry. Like, if you're buying one of these, like, spec it differently. You don't need the white seats. It's just don't. It's also got this sort of white section above the dash here, which, interestingly enough, in sort of sunlight actually reflects off the windshield. So the sort of white part above the binnacle has this weird kind of top 3/4 reflection off the windshield, which is a little disconcerting. Black dashes don't reflect like that. That's why most cars have a black dash. This white reflects, which I found weird. But outside of that, we have an economical car that's spacious, easy to drive. The gearbox is good. As a family car, this is actually great. It looks nice. It goes well. Cost on this, pricing on this is going to come in at about $530. Remember, this is the elite model. So we've got the bigger wheels, we've got the sunroof, a whole bunch of other extra bits in here, the keyless entry, all that. So this is kind of the top end of that spectrum. It's the elite automatic. So 500, 550, it's actually not bad for a 7-seater, 6, 7-seater. It's quite a nice ride.